Hey guys, and welcome to a battle between Omega Drive here, leading the forces of the Warriors of Chaos up against Lizard Fetish, who is indeed noob for life, and the forces of Wintertooth, so going with Norsca there. Should be a pretty fun matchup. We are on Essence of Chaos, so let's get in here and have a quick look at both the builds. So for the forces of Chaos today, in the front lines we do have Chaos Marauders, cheap and cheerful there, do a decent job at chewing through enemy Marauders as well, although they are slightly weaker than the Norscan variety, but it looks like they are going to be backed up by some more elite infantry in the secondary line, so I'm a big fan of this build quite a lot. We have Forsaken in the second line. These guys are huge damage dealers, they have Frenzy, but at the same time they are relatively squishy despite their armour of 85, so having them in a secondary line, looks like we have 2 units of those as well as the unit of Mirror Guard here, Regiment of Renowned Chaos Warriors, who will be able to cleave their way through that Norscan front line very effectively. Having these guys in a secondary line to saturate on top of the much weaker Chaos Marauders is going to be really cost effective overall. When the enemy Marauders are tuned for your own ones, you countercharge with these guys on top and have an absolute wallop on the enemy with a nice second wind punch. We have Chaos Warhounds with Poison Guards in each flank, so it looks like pretty decent stuff all round, as well as some in Deep Vanguard. Now for some skirmish core of this Chaos build, it looks like we do have 3 Marauder Horsemasters here, the elite of the elite when it comes to skirmish cav for the Chaos. These guys will be rolling around, throwing their javelins and doing some decent anti-large damage as well, as you expect there to be some big beasties in the Norscan roster. Up in the skies, we do have 2 Exalted Heroes as well. These guys are pretty damn awesome. They are fantastic at assassinating enemy characters, can go toe-to-toe with mammoths, and just be a general nuisance in the night, kind of being able to strike wherever they so deem necessary. It looks like we have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord up in the sky as well, who has been hit by a Spirit Leech here, but it's going to be coming in with Burning Head as well as Fireball. Now for the forces of Noob for Life and the Norscans here, in the front line he has his own Marauders. These guys are slightly better than the Chaos variety. Looks like he has some Regiment of Renowned ones mixed in here as well. The Icehorn Marauders looking particularly Viking and badass. Supporting his front line, he does have double Norscan Ice Trolls as well, so a similar idea to the Chaos forces here, with a bit of a harder hitting secondary line. He does have double Marauder Hunter Javelins as well for some backline presence and long range firepower, and then triple Norscan Warhounds, including the Regiment of Renowned version, who do have a bonus versus large, to protect these javelins, so are going to be very key to helping bring down this dragon and exalted heroes. As for a leadership core here, we do have the War Mammoth War Shrine, a unit you never got to see too much. Look how badass this model is. And it is going to be coming in with Giver of Glory, which is a nice buff it can give to nearby allies, as well as Favour of Ruinous Power plus 10 leadership, which is going to be vital up against, taking on dragons and all those nastiness you do expect. So much more viable now as it has had several recent buffs. For his lord, he does have Frog, of course, the Trollkin coming in with regeneration, as well as the Wintertooth Crown, and a Skinwolf Werekin as a bodyguard. Looks like we have a Shaman Sorcerer of Death as well, simply with Spirit Leech. So without further ado, let's get this battle underway. So as the front lines do crash together here and start to engage, you see a Burning Head is popped here by the Chaos Sorcerer of Fire up in the skies. It is going to be missing for the most part though, just catching a few of the troops. Maybe a little bit further down the line. Now it looks like it is going to be a little bit of a swing and a miss, unfortunately, as the forces of Chaos do start to rotate and try and wrap around this right hand flank and put pressure on the back line. Looks like they know they need to shut down these javelins, and they do instantly hop on top of them with some Chaos Warhounds as well as the Exalted Hero. But this is dangerous territory here with Frog coming in. He's an absolute monster up against units like the Exalted Hero, who has been hit by a Spirit Leech as well. So a bit of a dodgy push into the back line there. It's done okay and done some damage, but it looks like this Exalted Hero may go down here, which would be a huge early loss for the force of Chaos. Have it in the back line, they are managing to skirmish the Norscan Ice Trolls very effectively here with their cav. The one worry about this, of course, is Ice Trolls do have regeneration, but if you can break them and chase them off the field, this is going to be a fantastic early pick coming in for the Chaos. Big Breath Attack does go down. Looks like it was aiming at the War Mammoth. It's taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. And more consistent play here with the Doggos, force them into the back line, hopping on top of these Hunters. Here we get a really nice Burning Head going down the front line, chewing through 2 units of Marauders and really helping the Mirror Guard out. We're currently World Beaters in the centre pocket. Looks like they've really chewed through 1 unit, up to 57 kills and rising, pushing through. And it looks like for the rest of the battlefield, the Chaos forces are being forced back in the majority of the centre and left-hand flank, being driven back by Norscan ice trolls, as well as that dogged skin wolf werekin. So nice play, going very tit for tat so far and very even. On the right-hand flank, there's that nice Chaos overload, and they have managed to push into the back line with the Forsaken, hunting down the Marauder Hunter Javelins, but Frog reacts very quickly and is going to get down to business. He is going to be perfect for stomping all over these guys. Huge swing there, takes a couple of those guys off their feet fighting in the marshland there. The War Shrine is a little bit overextended on its own as well, but it's simply pushing through Marauders. It needs to help out as well this Werekin if that Chaos Sorcerer Lord does commit a little bit too much. But yeah, basically both forces have kind of pushed through in massive cleaving arcs for each other's builds. And in the centre pocket, the Mirror Guard doing fantastic here. Up to 95 kills, nearly 100 kills, mopping up all the remainers of these Marauders, Icehorn Marauders as well. And it looks like another Burning Head is going to be coming down, chased in as well, followed up by those Chaos Warhounds to try and break the leadership of this centre pocket. A nice rear charge. It looks like it was almost dodged, at least partly, with some nice micro there coming in by the Norscans, but unfortunately a lot of these units are going to start routing. Really nice combo play there, using the Mirror Guard as the anvil, and the Burning Head and the Chaos Warhounds as the hammer. A nice second pocket of strength has formed for the Norscans around Frog, their king. With the War Mammoth, it's going to help try and push back any of the beleaguered Chaos forces who do start to rally to this engagement. At the same time, Marauder Horsemasters are basically free at this point. It looks like there is still some Chaos Warhound or Norscan Warhounds alive. They are in the back lines trying to desperately save their javelins. Looks like, unfortunately, it's going to be a bit of a futile effort. So it's nothing right now which can chase down these Horsemasters. It looks like these Norscan Warhounds did try and chase off the Exalted Hero, but he has come back, which is going to be pretty damn huge. Not only is there some Norscan forces now in out of position, but he still packs a punch even with 932 health. As you can see, all the javelins are being Kobe'd over into this War Mammoth, poking it in the butt, and it's not having the best of times here, down to 5,000 health, still relatively tanky, and the Shaman Sorcerer of Death is still alive as well, so nice hero core, and the balance of power is actually quite a bit in the favour of the forces of Norsca, probably due to that hero core overall. A nice fireball has gone in, trying to take down key targets there. It looks like it did indeed hit Frog, which is a bit of a gift and a curse. I mean, he does have regeneration, so unless you're kind of going there to try and whack him now, it may not be worth it. I always did have the idea that kind of fire damage should probably reduce the amount they can regenerate of that damage. So you took like 1,000 hit point damage, you could only regenerate 500 because it like cauterized the wound or something, but that's a discussion for another time. So Exalted Hero and Chaos Sorcerer Lords being used very effectively here, simply to hunt down routing units, trying to eat up all this value that could come back and help turn the balance even more in favour of Norsca. And simply doesn't need to engage his central blob, throw javelins at them to his heart's content. There's no healing, of course, apart from the regeneration. So poke down the War Mammoth, poke down the Shaman Sorcerer before you come over that big engagement. Looks like the Chaos Sorcerer Lord's thinking about a breath attack, but nope, it's going to be floating around. And the rest of the Norscan forces, unfortunately, don't have anything that can kind of come and save these units. And these guys being used so well to chase off routing troops. And if you've seen much of my channel before, you know I always kind of put a big emphasis on how important it is to take down those troops. In the distance, we do have some Norscan Ice Trolls, though, who have indeed rallied and are going to be regenerating as well. They can escort these Forsaken off the field before returning to action. See, their health is ticking up there quite nicely. So the Icehorn Marauders here, looks like they're just about to break as the Chaos Sorcerer Lord still floats up in the sky, waiting for the opportune moment. Almost all the ammunition is out on these Horsemasters. Looks like they're going for a nice charge in an attempt to break that Shaman Sorcerer of Death. And it looks like these Exalted Heroes as well are starting to float over. These guys certainly want to all be attacking at the same time, realistically. Try to either assassinate Frog or break off some of these wounded targets. In comes the Exalted Hero, but again, it's a little bit risky going in on his own like this, as Frog can deal with him very quickly if he can get his hands on him. But it looks like the Chaos Sorcerer Lord has been hit with another Spirit Leech, but is going to be getting into the action soon. And the Exalted Hero did manage to escape here as well. So extra leadership coming in, and Windtooth Crown as well. Really nice play there in the back pocket, making all the Norscan forces unbreakable for this big final engagement. But the Mammoth is getting very low now. Giver of Glory has worn off, down to just 500 health. It looks like he is indeed going to rout, even with Fight or Die popped. And with that, it's going to be really tough here. Balance power is still slightly in favour of Norsca. I'm not quite sure how realistically at this point, as he simply does not have the mobility to protect these routing units. Warhammer will simply be chased off here by the Horsemasters. And we saw that Shaman Sorcerer just got clubbed by the Chaos Sorcerer, proving once and for who's the true lord of magic. And Porthrog simply going to get surrounded and broken off here, and there's unfortunately not much the Norscans can do about this. There is some ice trolls in the distance desperately trying to get back, as well as some of these hounds, but it's going to be a little bit too little too late, as they are all picked off now by the hero core of Chaos. But a really close game overall, and some really fun builds and decent plays. So it looks like a Pyrrhic victory for Chaos indeed. Let's go to the end stats here. So I hope you guys did enjoy that. Massive shout out to Omega Drive for sending this one in, and well played to both him and Noob for Life. Really fun builds, as I said previously. I believe this was in an event on the Noob Hammer Discord, which I highly recommend checking out if you are a new player. And I believe Noob for Life was currently the king, and Omega Drive was kind of trying to overthrow him. So it was a very serious game, you know, kind of down to the grit of it and whatnot. But at the same time, we got to see the War Mammoth, which did very well for itself. Up to 112 kills is some pretty impressive stuff. And a nice use as well, the synergy of the Norscan Ice Trolls with the Marauders to try and help break through that front line. The one unit they could not break through, who fought nearly to the death though, my MVPs were the Mirror Guard. 123 kills, managed to chew through so much of the chaff that there was nothing left to kind of bubble wrap those key units, and the Marauder Horsemasters were then allowed to float in. There was nothing that could stop them, nothing to shut them down, and they could simply throw their javelins to their heart's content into that mammoth and slowly seal victory. Anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please do consider subscribing to the channel for all good Total War Warhammer content, as well as leaving a like and comment on the video. If you want to see your replays on my channel, get involved in tournaments and the like, feel free to join my Discord. There's a link just down below in the description. Hope the audio was good for you guys. My voice is still recovering slightly. Had a really bad sore throat kind of during the week. It's a little bit stronger now, but I can kind of still feel it waning a little bit. So hopefully the audio was all clear for you guys. Anyway, until next time, peace, and as always, stay awesome.